Everyone is in disbelief after seeing a huge object on the moon's surface. This odd discovery has scientists and space enthusiasts buzzing with interest. Discussions over the object's possible identity are sparked by its size and peculiar appearance. Could we learn something unexpected about the moon from this odd discovery? We're going to unearth a huge conspiracy that has been hidden for years and doesn't want us to know the true nature of this amazing thing. Given how thoroughly the moon has been researched throughout the years, this discovery caught everyone off guard. After all, scientific exploration of the moon is nothing new. Over the years, numerous spacecraft have kept a close eye on it and astronauts have visited. Everyone had the same question: how could something that massive stay hidden for so long? A new chapter in humanity's continuous effort to comprehend the mysteries of our solar system was ushered in by the idea that such a huge object may reside on the moon undetected. It's obvious that what was discovered on the moon is far more amazing than anyone could have ever dreamed, and this is just the start of what will wow the world before we unveil the truth. The tale of this peculiar lunar object started when a few amateur astronomers saw something out of the ordinary while using powerful telescopes to examine the moon. The discovery was initially readily written off as a shadow, a crater, or even an optical illusion brought on by the moon's surface's dance of light and dark. On closer examination, though, it was evident that this was no typical occurrence. It was a genuine, enormous object that was unlike anything ever seen on the moon. The idea that something so big could go undiscovered for so long was perplexing in an era when we can instantly access satellite photographs from orbit. As news of the discovery spread, skepticism replaced curiosity. How could anyone have missed this? Some questioned if it was only a trick of the shadows from the lunar craters, an illusion, or a transient phenomenon brought on by changing lunar dust. Others conjectured that it may have been previously noticed, but its actual importance had not been recognized. But skepticism gradually gave way to curiosity as more and more astronomers turned their attention to this object. It was verified to be a real, physical structure by high-resolution photos of the object taken with multiple light wavelengths and from different angles. Its enormous size, jagged edges, and unique shape disqualified it from being a straightforward geological formation. The interest with the thing spread around the world, and people started looking for solutions. The internet was inundated with speculations as soon as the discovery gained widespread attention. Many speculated that the object might be a construction constructed by extraterrestrial beings because of its size and seemingly manufactured shape. Particularly among people who have long held the belief that alien life exists, this notion gained popularity quite fast. It was fascinating to consider the possibility that the moon was impacted by a highly developed, ancient civilization. Could this item be the long-awaited proof that there are other beings in the universe besides humans? This theory's proponents cited the object's massive, rectangular shape and sharp angles. They contended that these features appeared too symmetrical and ordered to be the result of natural geological processes. Conspiracy theorists have been speculating about extraterrestrial outposts concealed on the moon's far side for years, where they would be safe from observatories stationed on Earth. They saw the finding of this item as the confirmation they had been seeking. But not everyone was prepared to follow the alien trend. Numerous professionals provided more realistic justifications. They proposed that the item might be a naturally occurring formation, possibly the consequence of a massive meteorite impact or volcanic activity. The moon's surface is littered with craters, mountains, and odd rock formations, all of which are remnants of its complicated geological past. Although it was a very enormous and unique object, some scientists thought it might just be another one of these geological anomalies. Some contended that the forces of nature could still create such a shape in spite of the object's harsh, unnatural-looking lines. Because of their odd, geometric shapes, natural phenomena on Earth, such as the Devil's Tower in Wyoming or the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, have been confused for man-made buildings. Is the moon experiencing something similar? The enormous size and peculiar shape of this object on the moon raised further doubts as people's curiosity grew. One of the main causes of the object's great controversy is its size and shape. It is larger than any man-made object ever transported to the moon, stretching several kilometers in length and soaring far above the lunar surface. It is so big, in fact, that it would be visible from space if it existed on Earth. In sharp contrast to the more typical circular craters and angular mountains that cover the moon's surface, the object has a distinctive, elongated, and nearly rectangular appearance. Speculation over its origin is further fueled by its strong, geometric features. The chaotic forces that create natural formations throughout time tend to make them appear more rough and uneven. On the other hand, this object seems to have right angles and smooth surfaces, which are unusual in naturally occurring structures. Many people question whether it could be an artificial construction of some sort because of its shape, which seems almost too flawless to have been created by natural processes alone. These characteristics distinguish the object from other moon formations that have been seen. Nothing like this item has ever been seen before, despite the lunar surface being littered with strange and fascinating formations brought about by meteor strikes, volcanic activity, and the movement of lunar dust over millennia. Some have speculated that it might not even belong on the moon because of its strange form. It is unclear if it is the consequence of human action, a remnant of an extinct extraterrestrial culture, or something else entirely. As word got out about the odd object, scientists everywhere started to pay attention. Geologists, astronomers, and lunar experts all focused on the moon, anxious to examine the collected data and pictures. Using the vast amounts of data gathered by satellites, lunar orbiters, and previous manned missions to the moon, major space agencies including NASA and the European Space Agency, ESA, started to investigate the object. At first, the discovery was handled cautiously by the scientific community. Many scientists were hesitant to draw conclusions without doing more research. After all, the object's very presence did not necessarily indicate that it was created by humans or that it was an alien life form. Researchers emphasized that further information should be gathered before drawing any firm conclusions regarding the nature of the object. To really comprehend what this enormous structure might be, further imagery, measurements of the object's composition, and a thorough examination of the lunar surface are all required. Still, there was a noticeable buzz in the scientific world. The item symbolized an issue that would have broad ramifications, and resolving it would call for cooperation and involvement from a variety of fields. The simple fact that such an odd structure existed on the moon was exciting, regardless of whether the item proved to be a natural formation or something more remarkable. Scientists were reminded by the revelation of how much more they still know about the moon and the entire solar system. This enormous object on the moon could never have been discovered if it weren't for contemporary technology. The first instruments to detect the object were telescopes that could take extremely detailed pictures of the lunar surface. Both professional astronomers in observatories and amateur astronomers working in their backyards can use these telescopes to view objects that are considerably beyond the human eye's range. The majority of the data used in the discovery came from spacecraft circling the moon, including NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO, in addition to ground-based observatories. Scientists may zoom in on particular regions and conduct in-depth studies thanks to these satellites' continuous, high-resolution mapping of the moon's surface. Researchers were able to analyze the object's size, form, and shadows by looking at it from different perspectives thanks to this technology. A significant advancement in space exploration has been made possible by the availability of high-resolution photographs and the capability of studying the moon remotely. A manned trip to the moon might have been necessary for such a discovery decades ago, but today we can collect a lot of data remotely. Scientists may now study and explore the moon in ways that were not conceivable during the Apollo flights in the 1960s and 1970s because to this technology. New questions about why the object wasn't noticed earlier surfaced just when it appeared that we would learn more about it, adding to the ongoing search for answers. Technology's contribution to the discovery and analysis of this object demonstrates the advancements made by humans in space travel. It also emphasizes the enormous potential for further discoveries. Our ability to investigate the mysteries of space from a distance will advance along with our technology. The topic of why this enormous object wasn't discovered sooner is among the most puzzling ones. For many years, space exploration has focused on the moon, and extensive research has been done on its surface. How, then, could something so big and so obvious have remained overlooked for so long? A number of reasons could account for the object's continued concealment. First of all, the moon is a massive body that has been investigated in great depth, but not all of its surface has been analyzed to the same degree. The item could be in an area of the moon that had not been closely examined before. Additionally, how objects are perceived is greatly influenced by the angle of the moon's rays. Certain features may appear or vanish in various lighting circumstances due to shadows, which can either highlight or obscure them depending on the time of day. These shadows might have obscured the object during previous views, causing it to blend in with the lunar surface and go unnoticed. On the other hand, previous space missions might not have had the technology to observe the object in depth. The cameras and devices utilized in the Apollo missions, for example, were revolutionary at the time, but in comparison to modern equipment, they are now seen as antiquated. This finding serves as a reminder that we still don't fully understand the moon, even with our advancements in technology and space travel. Given the size of the lunar surface, there are probably a lot more secrets out there just waiting to be discovered. For ages, the moon has occupied a special place in human history and imagination. The moon has long been regarded by civilizations as a representation of the unknown, a celestial body that governs the night, affects the tides, and piques people's curiosity. From gods and goddesses to monsters and supernatural creatures, the moon plays a major role in myths and tales from cultures all over the world. More recently, scientists have become interested in and exploring the moon. Neil Armstrong's landing on the moon in 1969 marked the beginning of humanity's quest to fully comprehend our nearest space neighbor. Since then, both manned and robotic space missions have focused on the moon. Even after sending rovers, orbiters, and probes to examine its surface, the moon still surprises us. The finding of this enormous object on the moon continues the long-standing custom of seeing the moon as a source of astonishment and doubt. That sense of curiosity and the drive to discover the unknown are rekindled by the potential that something novel and inexplicable lies on its surface. The object serves as a reminder of how much more we still need to learn about the world around us, regardless of whether it turns out to be a natural structure or something else entirely. Interest in the potential of extraterrestrial life was quickly rekindled after the unusual item was discovered on the moon. People have been speculating about the presence of secret bases on the moon, alien civilizations, and UFOs for decades. Given its enormous size and peculiar shape, this object appeared to be a great fit for such hypotheses. Some UFO enthusiasts have suggested that this item might be proof of extraterrestrial activity by citing past accounts of odd sightings on the moon. They contend that it is logical to assume that extraterrestrial civilizations may have left something on the moon if they are able to go to Earth. Old conspiracy theories concerning unidentified alien bases on the moon's far side have also been resurrected by the discovery. According to others, the object might be a component of a bigger alien colony that was obscured by the moon's rotation and is only now becoming visible because of technological advancements. The link to UFO mythology lends an additional level of curiosity to the whole matter, even though orthodox scientists are more circumspect in their judgments. This item has undoubtedly stimulated the imaginations of people who think that humanity is not alone in the universe, regardless of whether it has anything to do with aliens. Scientists concentrated on determining whether the object was natural as theories about aliens proliferated, but even their meticulous research was unable to provide a complete explanation. Many experts are steadfast in their interpretations, despite the fact that the object's discovery has generated a lot of wild speculation about aliens and ancient civilizations. They contend that the simplest explanation is frequently the right one. The object might be a naturally occurring feature that was created by geological processes that took place when the moon was still geologically active, billions of years ago. The item may be the remains of a collapsed lava tube, which is a typical structure on both the moon and Earth, according to some scientists. Molten lava flows beneath the surface to produce hollow tunnels known as lava tubes. These tunnels have the potential to collapse over time, leaving behind odd, lengthy formations that might resemble the item observed on the moon. An impact from a meteorite could also be the cause of the object. Craters abound on the moon's surface, and depending on the meteorite's angle and speed, certain impacts can create odd shapes. Rather than being proof of an extraterrestrial building, the object's sharp angles and rectangular shape might have been caused by such an impact. It would still be an amazing find even if the object turned out to be a natural formation. It might offer fresh perspectives on the moon's geological past, illuminating the mechanisms that sculpted its surface billions of years ago. We might learn something new about the moon and the processes that have shaped our solar system from the object, even if aliens are not involved. At a time when interest in lunar research is once again growing, a huge, odd object was discovered on the moon. Space organizations worldwide are returning their emphasis to the moon after decades of concentrating on other planets. For instance, NASA's Artemis mission seeks to return humans to the moon by the middle of the 1920s in order to establish a long-term presence there. Future lunar expeditions might make the odd object a major focus. Scientists will want to examine it closely to learn more about its composition and origin, whether it is a natural formation or something more unusual. In order to collect samples and carry out in-depth study, future missions might deploy rovers or perhaps astronauts to the location. Private businesses like SpaceX are also organizing trips to the moon in addition to NASA. These tasks can offer fresh chances to investigate the item and discover its mysteries. We might soon be able to analyze the object in previously unthinkable ways thanks to ongoing technological advancements. The object's discovery also emphasizes how crucial it is to keep exploring the moon. There is still a great deal we don't know about our nearest cosmic neighbor, even with everything we have discovered. We shall learn more about the universe around us the more we investigate the moon, which continues to be a location of attraction and discovery. Fundamentally, the finding of a massive object on the moon serves as a reminder of people's insatiable curiosity. There are still a ton of undiscovered things in the universe, despite our advanced technological and space exploration era. No matter how big or tiny, every new finding forces us to reconsider our assumptions and keeps us looking for solutions. The promise of the unknown is what draws many people to space. There's always more to find, more to investigate, and more to comprehend. The object on the moon symbolizes the excitement of exploration and the mystery of the unknown, regardless of whether it proves to be a natural formation or proof of something outside of our planet. The mysterious object on the moon might ultimately remain a mystery for years to come. Whatever it is, however, it has already accomplished something extraordinary. It has rekindled our sense of awe and served as a reminder of the limitless potential that exists beyond our globe. The journey of exploration is far from over, and the quest for answers is still ongoing. Could this enormous object on the moon be a natural creation or something much more enigmatic, possibly connected to extraterrestrial activity? While some say it's all a coincidence, others think we're about to make a revolutionary discovery. Do you believe that we are going to discover something that will fundamentally alter our understanding of the moon? Please share your comments with us, and remember to like and subscribe for more.